Oh, it's cold, but it's beautiful. You can't really see it, but the sky this morning is naughty, mate. On my morning run, so Jan in the Wild is back in full effect. Look at that. Incroyable. Yeah, welcome back, friends. Sorry about yesterday's technical issues in the video. Hopefully it won't happen today. We spoke about Kelleher, or reacted to articles about Kelleher maybe coming to Chelsea. Ben Jacobs has since come out and said, no, Chelsea like their current goalkeepers, which is worrying. And spoke about wingers as well. So today, who knows what we're going to get into in the studio today. But the only thing I do know, apart from it being hella beautiful out here, is I'm freezing my ruddy gonads off. So I'll see you in the studio.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yes, friends, what's going on? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy, with me, your host, Jan, and to the studio. I hope you're doing well. Really do hope that Wednesday, the 20th of November, ooh, I can feel it calling in the air tonight. Premier League football. The international break is in our rear view mirror, and we are coming towards some good fun. Hopefully, Chelsea have got a good run coming, but today it's a Chelsea news video. There's a few things I want to talk about. A little bit of Enzo Fernandez. The Chelsea kit for next season could actually be really nice. We've already seen the colour scheme leaked and the old school badge, or the Lion badge, which I'll show to you. And there's been a design mock-up on social media of how it could look like, and I want to show you that as well. And as well, because people have been speaking about Raheem Sterling, he's given me Lukaku PTSD vibes when we were loaning him out, and I wonder what's going to happen with Sterling, because he's not doing well for Arsenal, and Chelsea fans will take that two different ways. And we're going to talk about it. So as always, thanks for joining me here on the channel. Thanks as always for your support. I do feel it, and it's nice. Like the video if you want to help me out. Subscribe if you dig the content. Hit the bell if you do choose to subscribe. Of course, over 190k on that sweet road to 200,000 subs. So that's nice, isn't it? Yeah. All right, mate. So Argentina played Peru in the depths of night, and Enzo Fernandez played really well. People have been speaking about it. I guess Argentina heavy favourites, I suppose, looking at the possession. Lionel Messi got a good SofaScore rating, but I'm just going to look at Enzo Fernandez. He's such an important player for Argentina, and he's really relied on for his immaculate passing. This is what you got to do to get the most out of Enzo Fernandez. He had 148 touches and completed 128 accurate passes, which is incredible, really. He made 2 key passes, which is very good and creative, from a central midfield position, and he completed 80%. Is that how that works, yeah? Or like 75%. A lot of his long balls, basically. He's very, very accurate with his long balls. Not the greatest defensively, but he only won 3 of 11 ground duels, which isn't great. But again, he's finding a way for Enzo Fernandez to get him to dictate the play. I know it's a lame reference, but to quarterback the game, he can be amazing. And it's just, I don't want to give up on Enzo Fernandez. If you're relying on him as just a generic sort of double six defensive midfielder, you're going to be in trouble. But if you find a way to let this guy run a game, he's got that quarterback, playmaker, regista, a deep-lying playmaker, regista quality. And, I don't know. I'm not saying definitively Enzo Fernandez is going to make it long-term at Chelsea, but he is a superstar. I would quite like it to work, because I think he's got immense quality. But just a reminder, I feel like this guy's going to be all right in his career. Like the way he's playing for Argentina. If he leaves Chelsea, he'll go to like Real Madrid or Barcelona, and he'll do really well there. Even if it's destined not to work out for Chelsea, that's what will happen. But yeah, I wanted to reference that. Let's move on to some news. Alright, so I want to talk about the kit, guys. This is something that historically I've done on the channel over the last 5 years. Every time it sort of gets leaked on footy headlines, we react to it. I bought some kits last season. I'm looking at the kits now behind the camera. I bought a few over the last few years. None this season. I'm not massive. Yeah, they're not my favourites, basically. And yes, it's nicer without a sponsor. Although you'll have to assume next season, surely we get a sponsor on the front of our shirt. It's such an important, it's mandatory to means of revenue. And, you know, everyone's talking. Chelsea financial fair play, Chelsea profit and sustainability rules. They're in breach. They've sold the hotels. Well, have the hotels been valued? Well, they've done this. Can they do that? Well, they're under investigation. Like, you know, get a sponsor. Get sponsor on the front of your shirt. It's one of the biggest and most important revenue streams for a club to have. So we'll have to expect one. Anyway, footy headlines, which are the leading authority on football kit leaks. In fact, to the point where I think they actually get briefed by the clubs almost. So this is the next season's home kit design. It's that blue. It's Nike still, obviously. But the light, we're going to have the line like that, which we've seen on kits before. Like, we've got it on our third kit at the moment. Obviously, we've had different, like, start the FA Cup. Do you remember the 1970s throwback FA Cup kit? I've got that as well somewhere. I like it. I think most Chelsea fans would like it. The old school line, dare I say, the little bit of red accent is nice as well. Of course, as Chelsea fans, we love a bit of yellow, but obviously for that, it kind of works, really, the home kit colours. Look, even Manchester United had blue kits before, so to have a little bit of they call it rush blue and speed red, I think it looks kind of alright. Oh, this is the kit I've got. When the Yokohama tyres was... you couldn't see it, basically. It was the same colour of the blue. I was so annoyed I didn't get the Vapor one. I just got the baggier one. I was annoyed. But yeah, the third kit this season has got the line. A lot of people like this kit. I don't know why the Nike done that upwards tick, but I don't think that's good. But the colours are nice. And so this is on Cy Phillips' Chelsea News website. There's been a collab design, and this is what the kit is going to look like next season, the Chelsea home kit. Obviously, like I said, and this is a rough 3D, design. Obviously, you would expect a sponsor there. But yeah, interesting half color with the white, but I do kind of like it, and I do like the white down the flanks. The trim looks nice on the shirt. I mean, I like it, the little bit of red. I think in real life, a real football kit, the sort of Vapor one or the compression ones on the players would look absolutely ruddy wicked. They play with our hearts, Nike, don't they? They put a wicked kit in there every now and again. And then also they throw some absolute horrors at us. I don't understand why we can't have just nice kits all the time. But look, if that legitimately is the future Chelsea kit, I'm pretty happy with that. I think in real life, how that would come to pass would look really, really good. So let me know what you think about that, because I'm feeling positive. And by the way, guys, footy headlines don't miss. They don't. They get it right all the time. So I'm generally pretty excited about that. Comment your thoughts down below. Alright. So, things are going pretty well with Chelsea in terms of squad composition and development. The new regime have seemingly learnt from their mistakes. Of course, they all had divisive decisions at the time in terms of selling the likes of Mason Mount, Kai Havertz. Not all Chelsea fans were overly happy with that. Maybe some of them feel less strongly about it these days. Kovacic was fine, I guess. Not many people were annoyed about that. Maybe some. I can't really speak for Chelsea fans, can I? And Conor Gallagher was probably a frustrating one, though I think all of us could probably align and be quite happy for him where he is in his career, and they love him at Atletico. He's playing really well for England. He got his first England goal, and I think there's a sort of continued sense of pride from Chelsea for Conor Gallagher, especially because he's not done a Mason Mount, gone to United or whatever. He's gone to Spain and he's playing in Madrid, and it's just a bit of a nice story. But apart from that, there were obvious glaring mistakes, and of course we've spoken about those at length. Koulibaly, Aubameyang, Of course, they inherited the Lukaku problem. Sterling, we're going to talk about him in just a second. Some people at the time were saying Cucurella, although he's absolutely turned that around. Cucurella's on higher wages, but it looks like Chelsea are prepared to keep paying him those high wages and keep him in the squad. Whereas other players on high wages, they want to get rid of. They got rid of Koulibaly, they got rid of Aubameyang, they got rid of Lukaku finally after loans. Kai Havertz was on crazy high wages. They sold him as well. A lot of these players are out the door now, and they will think that the squad composition is a lot better. Yes, of course, it's not perfect, and all the time we speak here on the channel about players that are missing. Maybe this high-profile centre forward, a goalkeeper, maybe a centre back. Of course, on the channel I spoke about the Jonathan Tah story lately, a couple of videos ago. These things won't go away. And of course, there's players to come in as well, like Kendry Paez, but probably more importantly, Esteval William. Emmanuel Petit recently speaking about this, saying, look, this guy's breaking all Neymar's records in Brazil. Chelsea think he's an absolute insane superstar. He's coming to Chelsea to play. He's gonna be rotating in more, probably getting more minutes than other more senior players. We'll see what happens there, but they'll think the squad composition is good, is moving in the right direction. They've got their ethos now, the younger players, the longer contracts, and the lower incentivized wages, which is something that's been a recurring theme for a long while now. That's all in place. But Raheem Sterling is a real tricky one. Now, I really want to sort of look, firstly, there's the likes of Ben Chilwell as well. I haven't mentioned him. He's on high wages. I think Chelsea will keep high wage players. They will keep. Cole Palmer's nearly high wages now, but still on 120k a week, less than half of Kai Havertz at Arsenal. So, who have you got on high wages now? Reece James, he's on 200k a week. He's captain. He's good. It's fine. He's sort of symbolic of the club, and they've accepted that. Cucurella, high wages. They're happy. He's a high performer. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, not as high, but they're both on about 150 a week, which is more than Cole Palmer. Excuse me. But Chelsea are fine with that. Enzo Fernandez, World Cup winner, playing well for Argentina. He had lots of people chasing him. Caicedo, such a specialist player, massive ceiling, already performing amazingly. And like I said, Liverpool had a bid of £111 million agreed for him. So we're talking about a guy that commanded probably more. He would have got more than that at Liverpool, but he wanted to come to Chelsea, 150k a week. So there are players that are getting sort of paid that kind of high that they will stomach, that they're even in Nkunku, he's on 190k a week, I believe, in Nkunku. So he's under 200k. We've done that to death here on the channel lately in Nkunku. An amazing player, absolutely worth that money, but is he going to be the appropriate fit long term for Chelsea? If there was a big offer for him to go to a club where he does fit better as a sort of second striker, would Chelsea accept a good bid for him because they're going to alleviate themselves of some high wages of a player that's not a conventional centre forward? Do you know what I mean? But it looks like they will be happily. The reports, the briefings lately are suggesting excuse me, that they were happy to keep Nkunku on those wages. One player that they are absolutely desperate to get rid of is Raheem Sterling, who's on, I believe, over £300,000 per week, which, by the way, we are paying over half of that, about 60% of that, to Arsenal for him to be a backup at Arsenal. Excuse me, I've got a hay fever and it must be so annoying me clearing my throat like that, so I apologise. So he's on over 300k a week. We're probably paying 160k a week for him to not play for Arsenal. So it's not even like he's gone to Arsenal. He's doing well. He's raising his profile, and they're going to definitely buy him, or he'll have a big offer from Juventus to go and play a Champions League football somewhere in Italy. Do you know, or something like that? And it'll be still quite a good career move for him. Nothing's happening. He's not doing anything at Arsenal. Now, the online social media Chelsea fans will be like, yeah, thank God for that, because it would be embarrassing if he went to Arsenal and was the solution for them and, scored loads of goals and then they won the Premier League. I mean, that would be kind of nightmarish. Even if he just scored I don't know, 9 Premier League goals and got 6 or 7 assists and they won the league that season. Now, it's a sort of notable contribution to a title winner. Now, look, I really want to get this out there. I like Raheem Sterling. I think he's a good guy. I like his character. I sort of feel bad for him because he's generally been very professional for Chelsea. It just hasn't worked. It hasn't worked for us. It hasn't worked for him. He had a few moments, but he's a great player. He's like, is he the top scorer for Pep Guardiola still? I mean, Haaland will smash that to pieces if he hasn't already, but he was definitely way above Aguero. Raheem Sterling. He's a great player. You know, there was an 18-month period where he was England's best player internationally. He's a great player. He's a good guy. He's a professional, and he's sort of had a terrible time coming to Chelsea. I do feel bad for him. You know, I didn't want him to go to Arsenal and do amazing because it would just be that tribal fan in me that just doesn't want one of our players doing really well for a direct rival, and we're paying him to do it. But we are left with a problem come like the summer. I mean, January, would we even do anything with him in January? Is there a recall? Would we recall him the 1st of January and sell him to Saudi? I mean, that would probably be the perfect solution for Chelsea. Like, there's a clause with Arsenal, if he doesn't play that much, they can recall him. I don't know if that exists, but if it does exist, we'd be eligible by this point, because unless he starts every game now. So then you'd recall them and go, look, Raz, it's not happening. Go to Saudi, get 500k a week or 400, whatever they're willing to pay you, and we'll make 10 million pounds or 20 million pounds on a sale. And then we'll get your wages off the book. That would be Chelsea as a business, their like dream scenario, but I don't think it's going to happen. He will be thinking, and you've got to think of him here because he's, like I said, he's a good guy and he's a football player and he's a professional. He will be thinking Champions League club, and he's not 30 yet, bro. How old is he? Like, he's always fit. He's never like injured really lately. He's 29, bro. He turns 30 next month, so just before the year is out. He will think, I can go to Serie A and play for Milan, you know, Inter, Juventus. I don't know, would Conte want him at Napoli? Maybe. I don't know if he's like a proper hard worker, but he will think he can do all that. Chelsea will be thinking anywhere with some money that we don't have to pay the wages. So they'll be thinking MLS, could he go to like Inter Miami or something, like LA Galaxy or Saudi or something like that. But he will be, I reckon, like City is calling Raheem Sterling. But I wanted to speak about it because I haven't spoken about it so far this season since he's gone there, and like it's a very real situation we're going to need to deal with. Right, gang. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me in this conversation piece with these conversation pieces today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, I welcome them. In the meantime, I'll thank you for liking and I'll thank you for subscribing. And can't wait to see you back here tomorrow, the day after that, and forevermore. Why is this not working? There we go. See you soon. Peace.